7 biggest copywriting mistakes that prevent you from selling your stuff. I want to share with you some crucial mistakes that I made in the past more than 10 years ago when I decided to learn copywriting, the most important skill you should master if you want to sell anything online. I want you to avoid making these mistakes because they don't let you sell your product or service as you deserve. Let's see which these 7 mistakes are and how to avoid them. My name is Max Cecco and I help you become a high-paid infopreneur. It means selling your expertise or someone else's knowledge to help people solve their problems. On YouTube, I share my 12-year knowledge and experience helping professionals and small business owners create their personal brand online and sell information products and services. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I suggest you subscribe right now and turn the notification on. If you tap on the like button, you will contribute to spreading my message to people like you. So, thank you. Mistake number 1. Using complicated words. This is not only a copywriting mistake, but a communication mistake many people make, especially professionals and graduates. Your main goal in copy and sales is to simplify the message. Do not use complicated words that only some people can understand. Obviously, it all depends on your target audience. The rule is this: share a message as if you were talking to a child. If a child can comprehend your point of view, your message, the meaning of what you are saying, you are doing the right thing. But there is another aspect I want to share with you. If you want your audience to understand a particular word, be sure to explain its meaning before using it regularly. Put yourself in the reader's shoes and always ask if your audience can comprehend that technical word, otherwise be open to explaining its meaning. Mistake number 2. Start writing without collecting the proper information. I made this mistake many times and it caused me to look at the blink cursor multiple times without having any idea what to write. A copywriter's job is to collect all the necessary information before starting writing a single word. Especially if you sell a product or service for a client, you don't have to start writing anything if you don't answer to almost 20 questions regarding 3 different topics: the ideal client, the product and offer creation, the story behind the product and the company. By answering these questionnaires, your brain will find the best ideas to write copy. What I usually do is answer these questionnaires with the client. It takes time, but it is worth it. On my YouTube channel, I published 3 different videos in which I explained how to answer these questions correctly. I put the link to these 3 videos in the description below. Mistake number 3. Start writing the headline first. Headline is the most important section of an entire sales letter, email, ad, and blog post. If your headline is not compelling enough, your reader will not read the body copy. If your headline sucks, you have lost a great opportunity to help your target audience fix their problem thanks to your product or service. Sometimes, writing the headline first is a big mistake. This is the exact process I follow when I write a video sales letter script, a sales letter, or an email. First of all, I write the body copy without overthinking too much. I put my ideas on a piece of paper or a text file on my PC. After writing all the most essential information, I ask myself this question: what is the best compelling message to convey my audience to push them to read the body copy? And then I come up with different headline ideas. Obviously, I have my swipe file of headlines because you don't have to reinvent the wheel again. Copy leaves clues. You can simply use what already worked in the past and adapt the communication based on the message you want to convey. One last thing. Do not limit yourself to writing only one headline, but force yourself to write minimum of 20 different headlines to choose the one you like the most or to test them to see which one brings the best results. That's it. Mistake number 4. Create a message for everyone. This is a huge mistake. When you write copy, you should have defined your ideal client, your avatar, the person you want to refer to from the beginning. If you don't do it, your copy will not work. Please You absolutely need to understand this concept. You are not for everyone. Your product or service is not for everyone. Your communication must be focused to help a specific target audience. It doesn't matter if your product can solve different problems for different people. I'm sure it does. If you want to serve different audiences, you should consider doing different sales letters with different messages by eliciting different problems and frustrations your ideal client has, even if the product or service is the same. What I have just shared with you is called identify the angle of your copy. It can be done in every ad, email, sales letter and video sales letter. By testing different angles, you can surely identify which converts better in terms of sales. Mistake number 5. Complex layout. The container in which you put your persuasive message, your words, matters. Sometimes I have seen complex layouts, say landing pages with lots of colors, different fonts, crazy backgrounds, and so on. Always remember that words are the most important aspect of every sales message, but even the layout page is essential. Do not use fancy colors. Do not use animated backgrounds. Do not overcomplicate things. Sometimes a nice white page with black text and a red headline is what you need to attract people's attention. The key is to simplify everything to focus the reader's attention to read your sales page, ideally till the end. Your readers have to buy your product or service, period. Mistake number 6. Skip the editing process. Listen to me very carefully. A great copywriter is not someone capable of writing a message in perfect English. An astonishing copywriter is excellent at editing texts. Copywriting is the biggest job of rewriting sentences in the correct order with the proper words. Indeed, this is my process of writing a sales letter. First thing first, I collect all the information needed. Secondly, I wait a minimum of 24 hours before writing something because I want my subconscious mind to process all the information gathered. Thirdly, I start writing anything without judging anything, without overthinking too much. And the last point, the most important one, I read what I have written and put all the information in the exact order. Cut, copy and paste are the most important words you should become familiar with during the editing process. The game is played during the editing process, and that's it. Mistake number 7. Do not explain your statements. This is another huge mistake. When you affirm anything, any data, any message you want your audience to believe in, you should explain the reason why behind what you declare. For example, if I told you that copywriting is the most important ability for a successful infopreneur, regardless if you run a company in Web 2.0 or in the upcoming Web 3.0, to be more persuasive and credible, I should explain to you the reasons why I'm affirming this statement. So, especially during the editing process, put yourself in a condition to justify your stance about what you are declaring. Do not forget it. With that said, I have an important recommendation for you. Since the number one single most important piece of sales copy ever is the headline, I highly recommend watching this video. How to write compelling headlines, follow these 3 templates. In this video, I shared 3 compelling groups of headlines that you can use immediately in your copy to attract people's attention. Copy and adapt what is already working. Watch it now.